Energy fans, I'm Brent Skarkey, and this is your Energy Boost, your one-stop shop each and every week to get everything you need to know about your guys in green. I'm Brent, usually George alongside, but George off the desk today on special assignment. He will be missed, but we'll get on without him. And the Oklahoma City Energy have been getting along just fine. Why? They continue to ride an unprecedented, unbeaten streak as they get into Open Cup play. They had the weekend off for Memorial Day weekend, much needed rest for the weary. They had played 4 games in 10 days going into their break, and they got their legs back underneath them. They got their mind right, and then they had an Open Cup match against Rayo OKC, and so much talk, so much hype going into this one. The crosstown rivalry, which league is better, the NASL, the USL, so many things going on. The fans, of course, sparring on social media all week long, and it turned out to be one whale of a game. On a Wednesday night in Yukon at Miller Stadium, the weather held up. The rain was supposed to be coming. It never did. The fans were out in full force. The Furia was there in huge numbers. The Grid was there in huge numbers. And the players, we'll talk about a little bit later, very appreciative of all the support they got, and they said it really helped them get along in this match. Early on, Oklahoma City not playing their best at all, and Coach flat out said they came out tentative. They maybe gave Rayo a little bit too much respect, and it showed. Dominated in that first half by Rayo OKC, and they actually got the first goal thanks to Forbes with the rebound put back and past Larendi. Oklahoma City trailed 1-0 at that point, but right before the half, turned right back around. It is Kalen Ryden back to Sebastian Dalgard. He sends it through, ties it at 1, and that might have been the kickstart that Oklahoma City needed going into the second half, because in the second half they came out like gangbusters, had a lot of opportunities. Chiva with a huge opportunity here. Not able to cash in, but they played a lot stronger, a lot more confident, and a lot better, especially on the offensive side. Defense was strong all night. Larendi was great in goal. It goes to a first overtime. No real huge chances in that first overtime of 15 minutes. For the second straight Open Cup match, they go to a second overtime, and this is when Oklahoma City really came alive. Danny Koenig came out of the game for Vucic Wojcik, and that ended up being a big move for Oklahoma City. Coach Nielsen made it, and it paid off. Why? Vucic gets in the way on the cross, allows Kyle Hyland to then head home the goal. That's the game winner, 2-1 at that point. A little bit later on, it got chippy. Red cards issued to Boateng and Michel. Lots of pushing, lots of sparring, and lots of trash talk, if you will. The emotions run high at the end of the game, but Oklahoma City hangs on for the 2-1 victory, a huge win, both emotionally and in Open Cup play for Oklahoma City.
Man, it meant a lot, not just for us players, but the staff, the organization, especially the fans. This is our city, and I think we left everything we had on the field, and it showed that night.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great feeling. The feeling of knowing that we're still in the tournament, it's great, and looking forward to it.
It is a big win in Open Cup play. They now move on to the 4th round. They'll be taking on FC Dallas. We'll talk about that more in a second. But more importantly, it was a win across the crosstown, what could be a rival, Rayo OKC, and the fans were out in full force. Let me tell you, like I said, Furia was there. The Grid was there in full force, just as much green in the stands as there was red. And afterwards, Oklahoma City very appreciative of the fan support, and really they say it was a key to the victory.
The loyalty we got from the fans is amazing. They're sticking behind us no matter what. We have our struggles once in a while, but they're always 100% behind us, and that's real fans. And I'm very, very impressed with the support we're getting in the city. Not only here on game days, but when you come around the city, it's always positive talk about Energy FC, and that means a lot obviously to the players and the organization.
So those fans out there in great numbers in the Oklahoma City match, and now those fans have another opportunity to go on the road. It was technically on the road to go to Yukon, but now they have a chance to really go on the road, as in the Turner Turnpike, and take on Tulsa, and that's going to be going on Saturday. We'll talk about that here in a bit as well. We have to take a quick time out, but when we return, we'll talk about the upcoming matches for Oklahoma City. We'll talk about Open Cup play. We'll also have a special look into how Oklahoma City trains and gets well when they have all these games back-to-back, and a special announcement for youth soccer in Oklahoma. We'll explain. You're watching The Boost.
City, can Evan Newton save it? Gonzalez approaches.
Welcome back to The Boost, everyone. Brent, Skarkey, George on assignment, like we said. Oklahoma City, a very busy stretch they're about to go into, but they actually had the Memorial Day weekend off, so no USL game to talk about for Oklahoma City, but a ton of USL action, and the West was kicking, to say the least. We'll start you off with some of the best goals of the week. This one, Rio Grande Valley at St. Louis, and Irvin Herrera has been on fire for St. Louis. The upper 90 goal here. This one ends in a 1-1 draw. St. Louis, a very busy team this past week. Another big game, Kansas City Swope Park at Sacramento. Kevin Oliveira. Whew. Huge. This one also ends in a 1-1 draw as Swope Park looks to be riding the ship after a dip there in the middle of the season, maybe brought on by the loss to Oklahoma City. Another game for St. Louis at home, this against the West-leading Vancouver Whitecaps. Brett Lewis. So strong. This one ends in a 1-1 draw, and right now, St. Louis playing very, very good soccer. They're much like Oklahoma City. They don't score a lot, but they keep things close. Take a look at the Western Conference standings. St. Louis making a huge jump. They're up to 16 points, but Vancouver still leads the way with 22. Galaxy with 20 points, but they've played 12 games. Oklahoma City right now, 8 games in, still behind most of the pack there. 13 points, sitting pretty as they continue to ride now a 9-game unbeaten streak that includes Cup and USL action. As for Tulsa, the next opponent, 2-7-1 on the year, only 7 points in USL play. On the eastern side, Louisville City continues to lead the way with 24 points, followed by Red Bulls 2 with 21. And your Montreal Czech, oh my gosh, they got a victory. 3 points, their first 3 of the season. Lots of things going on around the USL. We'll take a quick timeout, but when we return, we'll get you up to speed on the next USL match for Oklahoma City. It will be against Tulsa. We'll give you a preview. Also, talk about Cup play for Oklahoma City. So much to get to. You're watching The Boost.
Energy FC returns home to Taft Stadium Saturday, June 25th against Vancouver Whitecaps FC2. For tickets, call 235-KICK or visit energyfc.com.
Welcome back to The Boost, everyone. I'm Brent. Thanks for tuning in. It's time to get you up to speed for the next match for Oklahoma City. It will be Saturday, it will be in Tulsa, and it will be against the Roughnecks. Oklahoma City and Tulsa, of course, have played a lot of great games, especially last year as that derby was in full swing, but Tulsa not playing its best right now. They come into this match 2-7-1 on the year in the cellar in the Western Conference of the USL. This could be a bit of a trap game for Oklahoma City, though. You talk about trap games on a football schedule. This is a trap game on a soccer schedule. They came off a really huge emotional victory in a game they spent a lot of time and effort on. Open Cup play against Rayo. They now go on the road to a team that they on paper should beat. It's also a rivalry game. Oklahoma City knows they have to be on their toes and mind their P's and Q's to get a victory against the Roughnecks.
We had some very intense and very close games against Tulsa last year. You know, it became some very intense game, very close games. I got deep respect for Tulsa. You can't look at the standing and think it's going to be an easy game, because it's never going to be easy when you play Tulsa. It's a hard-working team, got some good individual players, so we got to be physical ready, and we got to be on our toes, and we got to treat this game with deep respect.
Coaches and players say they expect a lot of the green to make their trip to Tulsa up the Turner Turnpike to support them at One Oak Field. A reminder, kick time has been moved up. Originally it was scheduled on your pocket schedules and on the computer online schedule for 7:30. It has moved up to 7 o'clock. So if you're going up to Tulsa, make sure and prepare to be there early. And Oklahoma City could use the support as they take on their not-so-friends from the northeastern part of Oklahoma. Once again, 7 o'clock kick for that one. We'll be there. Make sure to tune to energyfc.com for all the post-game reaction. Next Open Cup game for Oklahoma. City. That's going to be in Dallas right now. It's scheduled for SMU, Southern Methodist University, June 15th, and yes, it will be against FC Dallas. Now, FC Dallas was the team that Oklahoma City played in this round last year. That game was at TCU. There are scheduling conflicts with the facility in Frisco for FC Dallas, so they are now playing these games in the month of June at alternate locations around the Metroplex. This one will be at SMU. You can go to the Open Cup website for more information on getting tickets for this one. It would be a nice little drive down, and Oklahoma City obviously playing a team that they know very well. They played FC Dallas twice during the preseason. They, of course, have for USL play 2 players on loan for FC Dallas in Colin Bonner, and they have Coy Kraft. Will those 2 play for FC Dallas in this cup game? We don't know yet, but we have to keep an eye out for that one. They will not be playing for Oklahoma City, so we'll keep an eye on that one. But it is a match that Oklahoma City is looking forward to. They have maybe a chip on their shoulder the way the FC Dallas Open Cup match ended last year. So it will be a game to watch, and we'll get you up to speed as that one gets closer. We have to take a quick timeout. When we return, how does Oklahoma City stay fit as they continue to play all these games in the month of June? We'll explain, and it is time to tell you about the future of soccer on a youth level for Oklahoma. That's all straight ahead when the Boost continues.
Hey everyone, it's time to cross Go to Bank off your errand list for good. Did you know you can monitor account balances, transfer money, deposit checks, pay bills, and more any time of day from anywhere in the world? It's possible with mobile banking from First Fidelity Bank. It's another way FFB gives you personal local bank service with big bank products. Visit ffb.com/mobile and learn more today.
Hola amigos, soy Isaac el Conejito Brizuela, jugador de Chivas, y los esperamos este 28 de junio en Oklahoma, donde enfrentaremos al Energy FC. Los esperamos.
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Boost. You are watching your one-stop shop for everything you need to know about your guys in green, and we are definitely taking you behind the scenes in this next story. Why? Oklahoma City started the season very slow. Not a lot of games, but now they really hit their stride as they double up with Open Cup matches and sometimes just have middle-of-the-week USL matches. They have to stay in tip-top shape. They have to stay injury-free. They have to stay flexible. And one way to do it is with the ancient art of yoga. It just so happens there is a yogi in the making on staff for Oklahoma City. Check it out. Training camp. It can be intense. The drills, the running, the games. But on a rare regeneration day, up early when the rest of the team was sleeping,
Down dog, we're going to be doing that a hell of a lot. So again, just pushing the ground away with your feet and your hands, head between your shoulders.
a yogi master and his pupils working on their warriors.
Don't fall asleep yet.
Meet energy yoga guru, also known as assistant head coach James Ritchie, leading his goalkeepers in his fitness passion.
I think agility is a massive part of goalkeeping, and any type of flexibility and stretching is good for them in terms of their quickness and speed to react to a ball. It's also good, to help lengthen their careers, because I feel that yoga was something I missed out on as a player, and it's something I wish I'd done when I was much younger. And I think it's just got a lot of benefits throughout the game.
Yeah, yoga was good. It's good to come out and get a good stretch, especially while everybody else is having a bit of a snooze. So the goalkeepers get up early.
As a goalkeeper, you're flying, you're diving, you're up, you're down, I think the more flexible you could be, you're protecting yourself from injuries, being more flexible, and it's nothing but good stuff.
Samuel Ritchie took us through our paces, and it's unbelievable how flexible he is. I remember when he came in 3 years ago when we first started the programme here, and he was just a little overweight Scotsman, but now he's lost all the weight, and he's bending himself over backwards and tying himself in knots with all this yoga stuff.
Most difficult pose. I don't even know what they're called. I think he called it Warrior 2 when I was on my right leg. That didn't feel very good on my hip.
Since I was up early, why not give it a shot? Yes, that's my hip flexor screaming. Oh, you can't hear it? I could.
Oh, they were all tough for me. Yeah, that balancing one, I was all over the place, and this slight wind we've got going on here out in Bradenton's not helping.
Okay, not all the regeneration is so holistic. Soccer tennis, part of the early morning fun. Low net, feet, head only.
Just get to use our feet a little bit and have a little fun doing so, and it's always a good time to play.
Probably just a nice simple header forward. It's probably my bread and butter there. Anything outside of that, we're getting into some dangerous territory.
They're out here, Chris Spendlove, working hard as well, trying to get back into it. I think it's going to be a while before we see a comeback from him, but still got a nice touch.
Oh good, the yoga's helped me out, me hips are nice and loose, and I just won the last game there, so I went out on a high.
Now I have to say, it was the goalkeepers that repeatedly wanted me to mention that they were up early before the rest of the team. But now, my fellow soccer fans and players, we know what they're doing when they're up early. Warrior 2s, of course. I'm Brent Skarkey for Energy FC TV. Namaste, y'all. I can listen to Richie talk all day. It's just fun. We'll get Richie on the boost pretty soon. It'll be good times. But it really is fun to see these guys stay in shape, and it has paid off so far because they're playing a ton of games in a lot of days. All right, we have to take a quick time out. But when we return on the boost, a huge announcement for soccer on a youth level in the state of Oklahoma. You won't want to miss it. We'll be right back after this.
Hello Spring means hello projects, which means hello P&K equipment. If you need to dig some of this, move some of that, haul some of these, or just cut grass, the John Deere 3032E compact utility tractor from P&K can handle almost any task. This four-wheel drive hydro transmission green machine plus loader is priced to work at $6,500 off. And Deere backs it up with a 6-year warranty. You've got some land. It's time you own it.
In Oklahoma, John Deere starts with P&K.
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Boost. I'm Brent. George is on vacay, or assignment as they like to call it in the news biz. But it is time to tell you about a huge announcement for youth soccer here in the Sooner State. Recently, an announcement made that has really led to doors opening for players to be able to start at a young age, work their way all the way through their high school years into maybe college, and then straight to a professional contract in the near future. It is the true academy. It is the true club model that Oklahoma City has been gunning for a long time. Energy very happy to announce a partnership with OFC. Take a look. It's another big handshake for soccer in Oklahoma. One of the state's top youth club organizations partnering with Oklahoma's premier professional team. Oklahoma FC and the OKC Energy announcing a partnership that will lead to a full-service soccer club for the state.
With OFC, we've got one of the better soccer clubs in the state, but we're trying to raise the level. We're trying to make it where everybody has a level that they can play at, whether it's your rec, your top soccer, to playing professional soccer. So hopefully when we partner up with the Energy, we can have a program that will be able to facilitate service for everybody, and also help the community out with all the programs that are currently being run by the Energy.
The two organizations will partner together to create a program that gives competitive players in Oklahoma of all ages and skill levels the opportunity to continue the best in training while aspiring to reach the highest level.
The goal, as we said, is a statewide program. We believe in that. It's not about being exclusive, but we also know we've got to have the best partners involved to give things the best chances of success. We've said since the beginning, it's about everybody pulling on the rope in the same direction. And so again, it's just another great example of that.
The announcement is on the heels of another significant partnership with the Oklahoma Soccer Association, where Energy FC guides coaching education, player development, and community growth initiatives at all levels. The affiliation with clubs like OFC adds an additional layer of providing additional resources to guide competitive players from across the state.
And I mean, our model always coming in was to say, let's start filling in from the top. You know, the PDL was kind of that next link in the chain, but ultimately we want to have that full chain there. But also we want to be able to develop players from the beginning rather than just trying to take something on when it reaches that level. It really allows you to put systems in place to, again, not just have core values off the field, which the two organizations certainly have, but also on the field. You can really identify how you're trying to develop players on, what it really is that's going to take them to that next level.
The Oklahoma Football Club excited for the partnership and for their upcoming tryouts in Edmond.
Statewide, I have players coming from Kansas, I have players coming from Woodward, players coming from Enid, so they're from everywhere. It's not inclusive just to the Oklahoma City metro area, it's for people throughout the state.
Stay tuned for more exciting details about the partnership and be a part of the growth of soccer here in the Sooner State. OFC, just one of the clubs that Oklahoma City could be welcoming into their potential club, their academy as it moves forward. And you heard Jason talk a lot about the future and what is envisioned for Oklahoma City Energy to develop those players from a very young age all the way to the professional level. We hope you have enjoyed this edition of The Boost. I'm Brent. George has been on assignment. We've got a lot of games coming up with Open Cup matches and USL schedule getting hot and heavy. Stay with us. We'll always keep you up to speed with everything you need to know about your guys in green. Have a good week. Tune in next week for The Boost.